have every Sol De Janeiro mist plus a few of their limited edition scents, and today we're gonna rank them. So I have 10 Sol De Janeiro scents here today. I have every scent from their main core line plus 2 of their limited edition scents. We're gonna be starting at number 10, which is my least favorite, and working our way up to number 1. Before we get started, make sure you're subscribed to my channel, give this video a thumbs up, and turn your post notifications on so that you never miss a video. I do want to give the caveat that honestly, none of these are bad, although I definitely do have ones that I prefer over others. As a whole, Sol De Janeiro makes amazing scents. So even my least favorite fragrance, it's not bad, there's just ones that I like more. Okay, so in 10th place, and this honestly came as a shock to me, if you are familiar at all with my scent preferences, this kind of seems like it would be right up my alley. And I've recently done a review of this fragrance, so make sure you check that out. But in 10th place is 39. This is their like new old, it's the re-release of Coco Cabana. So I purchased this right away because the notes are unbelievable. Okay, so this one has a top note of coconut cream, a mid note of warm vanilla and tropical orchid, and then a base note of creamy sandalwood and toasted praline. Okay, and based on those notes, this seems like it would be my absolute dream fragrance, but for whatever reason, the coconut in it just doesn't quite hit the way I want it to. And then I feel like on the dry down, it's a little bit on the light side, so I'm not really getting that like creamy sandalwood and that toasted praline in the way that I wanted to. And don't get me wrong, it's a beautiful scent, but unfortunately, it just was not my favorite. Okay, in 9th place, again, not another bad scent, just not really my personal taste. This is number 48. So I think this one was bikini season, so this is like another re-release, but now this is in their like main collection. This one is an Ulta exclusive. This one has a top note of guava nectar and coconut water, a mid note of sunlit orchid, lemon twist, and wild orris, and then in the dry down, pink musk and vanilla cloud. For whatever reason, in this fragrance, there's something that just comes off as a little like overly tart and sharp and almost like astringent to my nose. And so it's just not really one that I reach for too often. It is very like sweet, and it is a very, I think, creative take on more of like a beachy scent, because you do get something kind of nostalgic and beachy, but it is in no way like a coconut sunscreen beachy scent. And really just like, honestly, this one is not my scent preference. It's just not really completely my vibe. And so unfortunately, I couldn't really give it a higher spot than number 9. But again, not a bad scent. Okay, in 8th place is a scent that I used to be like fully obsessed with, and it is so good, but just over time, as my scent preferences have changed, this one has just kind of dropped lower in the rankings, but it still is a gorgeous scent. Okay, so number 8 is Cheirosa 68. This is kind of their take on a Baccarat Rouge, and by no means does this actually smell like Baccarat Rouge, but it is that type of scent. If you've smelled it, you've probably smelled it everywhere. Like every brand does one that has just some kind of essence of Baccarat Rouge to it. This one I think smells a lot closer to Ariana Grande Cloud, which is supposed to be like a version of Baccarat Rouge. And this one is just kind of like cloud, but if you added a bunch of tropical fruits to it. So Cheirosa 68 has a top note of pink dragon fruit and lychee essence, mid notes of Brazilian jasmine, ocean air, and hibiscus, and bottom notes of sheer vanilla and sun musk. This one is so good, but as my scent preferences have changed, I just don't find myself reaching for this one as much, especially when every single brand, it feels like, is doing some Baccarat Rouge type, Ariana Grande Cloud type fragrance. So it just kind of reaches a point where this is like a little monotonous, but it's still very, very good. Okay, so in 7th place is Cheirosa 40. This is delicious. However, in my opinion, this is more of a fall and winter leaning mist, which is really the reason it doesn't rank higher. This one has top notes of black amber plum and creme de cassis, mid notes of jasmine blooms and Brazilian orchid, and bottom notes of vanilla woods and warm musk. You have such a deep, rich plum note in here, and then a vanilla, which really smooths everything out. And then it has a very woody background and base to it, which gives it a very complex and high-end smell. But like I said, this one really is just like a little bit deeper and a little bit richer. So I reach for this one more in like the fall and winter months. It's just for me not as versatile as some of the other ones. And so that is why this one has earned the spot of number 7. Okay, moving on to number 6. This is honestly where the ranking got kind of hard because I think these are like 6 just absolutely superb scents. So having to actually like rank them and put them in order was a bit of a challenge, but I think I got it completely figured out. So in 6th place is Cheirosa 76. This is formerly known as After Hours. This was a limited edition fragrance that came back. This is also very different from all of the other fragrances because I think this is, I guess After Hours was a great name for it because I think this is definitely like a nighttime fragrance. So 76 has top notes of black currant and pear nectar, mid notes of midnight jasmine, vanilla cream, and lush freesia, and then base notes of amber woods and caramelized patchouli. I think if you like scents like YSL's Black Opium or even Flower Bomb, you would like this scent because this is like a very deep and sexy floral scent. Definitely like a nighttime fragrance for sure. So I'm not really reaching for this one during the day as much, but it is so, so, so good. I think this is like the ultimate like summer date night fragrance. It still has something very like playful to it, but it is more of like a dark, richer fragrance. It is just so good. So number 5, and this might come as a little bit of a shock because this is the fragrance that put Sol De Janeiro on the map. That is number 62. This is that classic pistachio salted caramel fragrance. So this one has top notes of pistachio and almond, mid notes of heliotrope and jasmine petals, and base notes of vanilla, salted caramel, and sandalwood. This scent truly started a revolution. Every brand has tried to dupe this, but in my opinion, no one does it as well as the OG Sol De Janeiro. They somehow are able to capture like the tropicalness of summer, but in a true gourmand fragrance. Honestly, I think sometimes people forget that this is like a true gourmand. Like this is pistachio, salted caramel, and vanilla. It's a classic for a reason. All that being said, it did get number 5 in the ranking. Honestly, I think it's just a testament to how good Sol De Janeiro is that their most famous mist, in my opinion, is not even their best one. They have just been cranking out some winners, and I am so excited to share my top 4. So in 4th place is 87. I have it in the old packaging, which is Rio Radiance. This is a beachy coconutty fragrance, but it is not like every other beachy coconutty fragrance. Because I know when I say a sunscreen beachy coconut fragrance, you know exactly what I'm talking about. And while this has like somewhat of that DNA, it is like, in my opinion, worlds better. So Rio Radiance has top notes of lait de coco and warm sand, mid notes of solar tuberose and ylang ylang, and the base notes are creamy vanilla and amber essence. So in addition to that coconut milk at the beginning, you also have these very elevated florals with ylang ylang and tuberose. Tuberose gives it a very creamy and very sweet quality to it, while the warm sand and amber just really elevate it. And then that vanilla in the background just really ties everything together. This is a classic summer fragrance, but just done so right. And that is why it has earned the spot of number 4. Okay, so we are at the home stretch. We are at number 3. So this next fragrance came out actually this year for summer in like a limited edition trio. I was not a fan of the other 2 scents that came out, but this one absolutely won me over. So my number 3 spot goes to Agua Mística. I've talked about this, I feel like a million times on my channel, but that's just because it is so, so, so good. So this one has top notes of neroli water, tangerine, and white pineapple, mid notes of peony and jasmine petals, and dry down of white cedarwood and salty skin accord. Do not let that cedarwood or even the floral notes really deter you if you are not someone who likes a floral or a woody fragrance. Because I personally do not really get like the jasmine or the peony. I do get a hint of that neroli that's giving it sort of a creamy quality. But really, I think the standout notes in this are the salt and the tangerine, and maybe a little bit of sweetness from the pineapple. But this is just so refreshing. This is so delicious. It's unlike any other scent in my collection. This has just been the best summer scent. Since this was limited edition, they only sell the small bottles of this, so I did purchase a backup because it is just that good. And look how cute the cap is. It's marble. I like it. Okay, my top two. So these two fragrances could not be more different. And honestly, I had a very, very hard time deciding which one was gonna be number one and number two, because both of these are just true loves, some of the top scents in my entire fragrance collection, body mist and perfume. Obviously, I had to pick. In second place, I have 71. So this is their caramelized vanilla and macadamia fragrance. Some people say this smells like burnt popcorn. And to be completely honest with you, that's what I thought the first time I got my nose on this. But as my scent preferences have changed, this one has just become my love. So this one is definitely like sticky, syrupy sweet. Like this is an absolute gourmand. Like let me get you these notes. So this is a top note of caramelized vanilla and sea salt, mid note of toasted macadamia nut and white chocolate, and then in the dry down, tonka bean and coconut blossom. So this is a gourmand. Like this is sweet. This is sweet, but also slightly salty because it has that sea salt note. I personally do not douse myself in this and then go out in public, just because I know so many people are not the hugest fan of this. But for me, this is like an at-home fragrance when I'm just chilling. I love having this one on. It just smells so comforting and sweet and delicious, and I want to eat it. I wish they made a food that tasted exactly how this smells. It is so good. And even though this is more of like a fall time, wintertime fragrance technically, because it's on the heavier side, I don't care. I'll wear it in summer, I'll wear it in spring. I will wear this any time of year. All right, so that means our number one spot goes to my love, my girl, my everything, Sol De Janeiro 59. I'm gonna read you the notes of this, but if you have not smelled this and you are maybe off put by the notes, still try and go smell it if you can, because this is just, it's gorgeous. It's absolutely beautiful. It's absolutely gorgeous. So it has top notes of velvet plum and sugared violet, mid notes of vanilla orchid and whipped amber, and then base notes of sheer sandalwood and dry vetiver. I didn't even realize this had vetiver in it. I do not get that at all. It's like a very creamy violet scent, but it's a little powdery, but it's not too powdery, and it's not too floral, and it's still very sweet. It lasts a really long time on the skin, I find, especially for being more of like a lighter, fresher type fragrance. It's just delicious. You can see how much I love this scent, and I have actually refilled this. I've gotten some like of those little samples that they will hand out like in Sephora orders, and I've added them in here to just kind of save space and consolidate. And so that's just how much I use this and how much I love this. Give this a smell if you can. It's magnificent, and it is my favorite, which is saying something because all 10 of these are amazing scents, but I think this one truly, truly, truly takes the cake, and that is why it was awarded the number one spot in my Sol De Janeiro collection. Thank you so much for watching my Sol De Janeiro ranking video. I hope you subscribe to my channel. I post all sorts of beauty and fragrance content, and I would love to have you subscribe. Make sure you give this video a thumbs up and leave me a comment down below of your favorite scent from Sol De Janeiro. I will see you in my next one. Bye.